Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Life Integrated Therapies, where healing, consciousness, and the human experience come together in one sacred space. I'm your host, Nissa, and today we have a very special guest whose work has influenced millions around the world. She's a teacher, a healer, a researcher, and someone who's dedicated her life to helping people understand the incredible healing intelligence of the human body. Today we meet Barbara O'Neill. Barbara, her work bridges natural medicine, nutrition, detoxification, lifestyle transformation, and emotional wellness in a way that's both simple and profound. And today we get to meet her and hear about her journey. So without a moment's ado, let's go meet Barbara. Good afternoon. Today we have with us someone who has helped countless people reconnect with their bodies through different easy, simple techniques of movement, hydration, eating healthy, being healthy in the physical body. And this lady doesn't even need an introduction because she's so amazing. I want to introduce Barbara O'Neill. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So maybe we can start with what inspired you to get into this kind of work?
Well, I grew up in the average Australian home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a bit different because my father was an inventor and we questioned everything, but we never questioned medicine. And even when I saw my mother go through 6 years of medical treatment after medical treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, getting sicker and weaker and more deformed, and then finally she passed at 51, we still thought they did the best they could. And you know, they probably did. But we didn't know there was anything else. That's what I grew up thinking. And so when my first little one got an earache, I went straight to the doctor over 6 weeks and 4 courses of antibiotics. I'm starting to question.
Right.
I'm starting to question. So when my next child had an earache, I did a very scary thing. I didn't go to the doctor. That's very scary.
That's very scary,
You've got
yeah.
a sick child, but I didn't want that again.
Right.
But I got to do something. And I went to the old lady next door. I'm 25, she's 85. I said, what did your mother do when you had an earache? She said, steam up an onion on the stove. Do you know, my son slept for 2 hours and was totally fine. So
Wow.
I was in.
Yeah.
Hook, line and sinker. I thought there's something else.
Right.
So basically I got on this journey because I started to see this medical paradigm is actually not working. Yes, in a crisis,
Yes.
but not in everyday life. And then I began to investigate and I looked into many different cultures, the American Red Indians, the Chinese, the European history. I found water therapies, I found herbal therapies.
Wow.
And I was very excited with my discoveries, and that was about 45 years ago I began. So
Wow.
yes, I've got quite an arsenal up my sleeve now.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I love that story, like how, you know, just daily life inspired you to
Yeah.
get into it. And I think all of us have had that experience, you know, you have the flu and you pop like Panadols every hour and still, you know, it just doesn't go. So, you know, how would you, one thing that you say, that the body never makes a mistake. It's a very powerful statement. How would you explain that to somebody who's going through chronic illness or emotional overwhelm and not being able to cope? You know, how can they trust their body again?
I think it's got a lot to do with Newton's third law of motion, that to every action there's an equal and an opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And I read this in an old book, that this law never ceases to act as nature's equalizer, setting in motion compensatory forces to remedy every imbalance. So sickness is usually a result of an imbalance, and the imbalance might be a result of a whole lot of things that people don't even know, that they're doing things that will harm their body. It's like the silent killer,
Right.
the lady that has the mobile phone in her sports bra pocket for 10 years, and now she has breast cancer.
Yeah.
And that's actually too much. And the young men with their laptop on their lap, and then testicular cancer. That's just one very small illustration of one danger. It's called the silent killer, because you can't see anything there.
Right.
And another thing that happens is the first time the phone was in the bra, nothing. Second time, nothing.
Yeah.
Can you see it? It's a build-up as well. And sometimes it's not just one thing happen. It can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A culmination of a whole lot of things, and then suddenly, how did this happen? The body doesn't make a mistake. What it's doing is it's adapting and adjusting, trying to bring back the balance, but oh dear, it gets knocked down again. Oh, there's something else. And the body's doing the best it can. Florence Nightingale, she said, disease is a process of repair. Now that's challenging to someone who's very sick. So what I always like to do is, let's look at the history. When did this begin? What happened as a child? When did you first feel this? And that rarely happens.
Yeah.
Because there's always a cause.
Right. Yeah, I think that's not really done. Like the whole holistic, the mental, the emotional, the childhood, those things are never examined. We just take you as a silo. Okay, you've got this, and...
That's right. Yeah. And the amount of people that say to me, I've been diagnosed with this. Now they've got a name. I'm not interested in the name. I say, I'm interested in you. What are your symptoms?
Right.
And, the name is actually just a name for those symptoms, but it didn't tell you the cause, it didn't tell you the cure. You've now got a name. So I say to people, reject that name. Let's have a look at where this began. Let's have a look at what we can do to begin bringing balance.
I love that. So you speak a lot as well about stress, unresolved trauma, and the nervous system. And I see that a lot in my daily work as a healer and a therapist as well. So how the body holds what the mind suppresses, as you say. What do you see about the physical healing and emotional health of, like how they work together?
Well, I've read some books that maintain all disease begins in the mind, but then I read other books that say all disease is because of dehydration. Do you know that it could be right in some people? But not in everyone. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's never to be absolute.
Right.
But definitely the mind does play a role in what's happening physically. So that's why I like to go back. And there's a principle in the Bible that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I find the issues that are most pressing is what comes out. And you probably find the same thing.
That's right. The clues are always in what the person is saying.
It is. And I had one lady come, and there was an issue that she'd been through, but she kept talking about all these other things that I would sort of try and bring her back, but she's going to the other things, and then I realised it actually wasn't this. It was all those other things.
Right,
so,
yeah.
okay, let's deal with those ones.
That's very, very true. One other thing I love about your techniques is that they're so simple and anyone can do it. And basically everything is easily accessible. So there's no complicated medication, supplements, whatever. These are just simple things that everyone can find. And how did you put all of that together? Was it all your years of research? Or?
Well, it is, and I think one of the best researches is you try it, and does it work? So are you getting the effect? I like looking at the history, the symptoms of the body saying, excuse me, can you do something here?
Yeah.
And then you try different things. For instance, I used to always be getting headaches. I didn't like travelling because I always got a headache. I always had terrible sinus when I got a cold. Then I read an article on water, and I was having 1, sometimes 2 glasses of water a day, and I was breastfeeding.
Right, yeah, that would give you a headache.
And I thought, do you know the problem was I couldn't drink a whole glass. So I thought, well, I'll just start little bits. And within a couple of months I was up to drinking 8 glasses of water a day. no more headaches, no more sinus. It was that simple. Now, it's not always that simple, but it's a matter of you listen. And I think this is an art that most people have forgotten to do, is listen to their bodies, because I believe that God designed everyone to be their own doctor. And an important part of being your own doctor is listening and responding to the voice. And you'll try this, or no, not really. You'll try this, that's better.
Some things feel right. Yeah, intuition as well.
It's that gut feeling. It's like, everyone should listen to the mother about their little one.
Right, yeah.
And yet often that voice is not often acknowledged.
Wow. Can you tell me and the audience a little bit about detox? You have a very special, there's a lot of misconceptions about detox as well. Like, some people, they take it to another level. My daughter works in a hospital, and she was also telling me a lot of people come in because of failed detoxes. And so is there some advice you can give, or misunderstandings?
Well, I'm very, very thankful to my father, the inventor, who instilled us, you got to know why. I don't think he had to instill it in us. I think everyone's got it, but the education system seems to block it out. I want to know how the body detoxes and why this or this doesn't work. And when I studied the liver and the 3 phases of the liver detox, then I understood that the liver needs to be nutritionally supported, because as we detox, basically the fat cells are getting broken down, and all through our lives, environmental poisons are being stored up in those fat cells. So when you stop eating, and the fat cells release, not only the glucose for our body to run on, but also the fat-soluble toxins. And if you're not nutritionally supporting the liver can actually start to deteriorate. So it's understanding, and there's a proverb 14 verse 6, knowledge is easy to him that understands. I like to give people an understanding, because when you have an understanding of how the liver works, how it effectively detoxes you, and what nutrients it requires to do that, then you have the knowledge on what to do to the body to effectively detox.
Wow, okay. So there's a whole process in play. You need to understand.
There is a whole process in play, and we've been running health retreats for 27 years now. And we always do a 2-day juice fast on the Monday, Tuesday, guests come in Sunday. And it's very successful. So I have also got the great advantage of experience.
Yes.
Of seeing what works, what doesn't work. And we have a program now that works very well. Now sometimes the guests say, too many juices. We say, well, you don't have to have them all. And some big strong men say, not enough juices, I will give you more. So can you see, you're listening.
Listening, yeah. I'm actually here in Dubai with Barbara O'Neill. She's doing a course this week, and I'm super excited about it. So can you maybe say a little bit what brought you to Dubai? This place is...
Well, I have a very good friend that lives here, and we met at a retreat we did in Phuket last year.
Okay.
And when she heard we were coming to Dubai, she said, can I run a program?
Oh, nice.
And we said, how are you going to get people in 10 days? And where will you get a venue? She said,
and now we have 50 people.
My husband has a good venue, and wow, she somehow managed to get 180 people, and the people were thirsty, and it's exciting work. And so she sees also the need through the Middle Eastern area. So earlier this year, we went to Saudi Arabia, we went to Qatar, Kuwait,
nice,
India. So I believe that her union with me was really a divine appointment, because it's really opened my ability to spread this incredible message all through the Middle East.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and the popularity of this retreat is really showing how open Dubai is to such things. And I see it more and more, more interesting people coming in, more people exploring the area?
Well, we have seen it in a few areas, the royal family's interest. So if the royal family's interested, it's got the tick. So it goes down the line.
That's right, yeah. So Dubai is such a big city with Wi-Fi and technology and harsh environments. What can we city people do? Like, is there something that we can do to help ourselves and to...
Do you know, there certainly is, because there's the availability of good water. There's also, I see more and more parks and trees, and of course they are the air purifiers. And I don't see a lot of overweight people in Dubai, so I think a lot of people are interested. You can get very good food here too.
Yeah, the food is delicious.
We're surprised how the variety that you can get. So there's a lot that you can do. You can, everyone can certainly go to bed early and turn their technology off a little earlier and drink water and eating good food and move the body. So early mornings, evenings of getting out and walking, find out where the trees are, and even a little exercise program in your own apartment, rebounders, such things. So I find that there's always something you can do. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's true.
And so people say, Barbara, how can you eat well and implement this lifestyle when you travel? I say, well, I do, because
it's important.
I want to, and it is important to me. And I know that if I don't maintain this lifestyle, I cannot do what I do.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much for joining us today and giving us pearls of wisdom from your amazing experience. And I look forward to the course this week, and thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you liked the podcast with Barbara O'Neill. It was really fascinating talking to her, and doing a week retreat with her was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for her to come back next year. If you like such content, please do like, share, subscribe to the channel so we can grow the community. And I hope to see you in the next podcast.